All right, welcome back to another episode of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Daily Walk Edition. This is episode number 34, and today I have a different type of video that I'm going to do here. It's going to be quite a bit more melancholy than what you're used to, because I'm just going to be more raw and real and genuine and allow you to really feel my emotion more than ever before, because I honestly feel that's the best way to learn is through someone like myself sharing my true personal experiences of what I've been through, what I'm currently going through, even as a coach that helps others get through this. We go through our stuff, and many coaches out there will not address any issues they may be going through at the time, and they'll continue to run their business just focusing on all the positive stuff that's happening to them, but they don't speak about the negative stuff. And I honestly feel that in order to prevent the negative stuff from happening in the future and to learn from them, you need to talk about them, even if you're a professional coach like myself. So anyway, before I get to that, I want to update you folks out there on a few things. First of all, if you're expecting the Riff Magos interview, it's not going to be happening at this time. Shortly after I finished recording my video yesterday, Riff reached out to me and made me aware that he had to work today and that he will not be able to do the interview until after the new year. He apologized for that. So just to make you folks aware, the Riff Magos interview did not happen today, so don't expect any interview to drop later tonight or tomorrow. Hopefully, him and I can find the time to do it after the new year, like he mentioned. I'll reach out to Riff at that point and see where he's at. On another note, I'm still scheduled to do the Manny Rivera interview tomorrow. Manny runs the Akuraiyu channel on YouTube. He's a young gentleman. I believe he's in his late 20s, early 30s at the latest. And he recently went through a divorce. And he's experienced many things in his life that have made it challenging. But he's also found ways to work through it and work through those issues. And he does have a day job. I'm not quite sure exactly what he does. Maybe we'll discuss that in the interview tomorrow if he's open to it. But he's also an aspiring life coach himself. And I'm going to be interviewing him tomorrow, and that video should drop probably early afternoon or early evening tomorrow. And I may possibly do a daily walk video tomorrow. It depends how long the interview goes and any editing I need to do within the interview, etc. I may end up doing a daily walk video tomorrow. But if you don't get a daily walk video from me tomorrow, you will definitely get that interview at the very least. And then on Saturday, probably end up doing a video as well. And Sunday, I'm not going to be doing a video. I'm going to be doing another hike. Anyway, so that's pretty much what's been going on. Just wanted to give you folks an update out there. So why don't we just get right to the topic, and let me just get right to it, because I'm kind of feeling a little out of my element lately. Been kind of feeling, how do I say it, maybe a little bit down. not 100%. And I'm not saying this, to, make you folks think that there's something wrong with me mentally or emotionally. Okay, I heard a truck coming, and it was a FedEx truck. I'm not saying this, like I said, for you folks to think that there's something really, really fucked up with me. I'm going through some things that normal, average, everyday people go through, and I'm going to talk about it here today. So let me just get to the topic. The topic of this episode of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Daily Walk Edition, episode number 34, is depression. Are you feeling the holiday blues? And start planning your 2019 New Year now. One more time. The topic is depression. Are you feeling the holiday blues? And start planning your 2019 New Year right now. Okay, so why did I title this video Depression? Are you feeling the holiday blues? Well, let me talk about it. Okay, I'm definitely feeling the holiday blues. Many people out there that have been following me for a while know I've had a pretty challenging year. This has probably been one of the most challenging years of my life. But if I go back to even, 2 to 3 years ago, it stems back that far, and I'll explain that as the video goes on. That FedEx truck is pulling out of the driveway after making a delivery. It's loud. The diesel is loud, and it's distracting. Yeah. Yeah, how does that sound go again, Coach Eli? Can you do that one more time? No. I think I'm still a kid at heart. Holy shit. I'm going to be 45 years old in just a few days. I'm still a little kid at heart. Anyway, so, yeah, I've had a very challenging year. Many of you are aware that I went through a breakup. In addition to that, I've been dealing with some things with my family. Been working on rebuilding my relationship with my mother and my brother. I've also been working on rebuilding my friendships with many of my friends that I didn't get a chance to spend a lot of time with over the last few years because I had my focus elsewhere. I had my focus on relationships and trying to find the one to have a life with and have a family with, like I've always desired and wanted. And even during my past two relationships, I've tried to launch some new businesses that, have taken a lot of time. One was the coaching business that I initially started to run a couple years ago. Then I shut it down, and now I've revamped it, so I'm back. And another one, 2 relationships ago, I was trying to start a distribution business where I was selling advertising specialties and promotional products. So, I had focused a lot of my time during my past 2 relationships, not only on the relationship, but on a couple of side businesses that I was trying to get going. At the same time, running my main business that pays my bills, my insurance business. So it kind of like, flooded all my time. And it came at the expense of spending time with my family, my mother, my brother, my aunt, and many other friends that I've known for quite some time. Okay, so, you know, um, just been kind of, going through a lot. And the reason why I mention that is because, lately I've been just starting to feel the holiday blues because it is less than 2 weeks away from Christmas, and Christmas means a lot to me. Last month was Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving means a lot to me. The holiday season in general means a lot to me. It's the time of year where you spend as much time as possible with your closest loved ones. And I just kind of feel this year, not only did I lose someone that I really cared about a lot, um, but I've been still working on trying to rebuild a great relationship with my mother and my brother and some of my other friends. And while I've come a long way, there's still a lot of work to be done. So it just doesn't feel the same to me. Now, last year when I was in my relationship and everything seemed to be all honky-dory and all that, it felt great. It was just amazing. It felt like everything was in place. But then, things happen, life changes, and you go through a breakup, and besides the breakup, you start to look at other things that you neglected for a while, and you start to feel a bit depressed. Now, again, I want to mention that there's nothing wrong with me mentally or emotionally. I'm not all fucked up, and I do not have clinical depression. But just because someone doesn't have clinical depression doesn't mean that they can't go through moments or periods of feeling depressed. And to be honest with you folks, especially this past week, I was doing quite well before that, but especially this past week, as I get closer to my 45th birthday and as we get closer to Christmas, I'm feeling like a lot of depression. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still competent and I can still get things done. I just have this feeling like right here in my heart. Like my heart is like it feels like there's pain and it feels like it's bleeding. Not literally, but you know what I mean. I have those feelings like I have shortness of breath, and I'm in good shape and I'm in good health. And the reason why that's happening is because I'm just feeling that depression and maybe even a little anxiety and all that. And I don't have anxiety disorder, but when you go through things like this, even the most normal people in the world are going to feel anxiety and depression. And I think I've been feeling both of them. And again, why am I sharing this with you folks? I'm a professional coach that's here to coach you folks. You would think that I would need to be in the right mindset mentally and emotionally to be able to coach people. Well, I am. Don't get me wrong. I'm not super fucked up. But I'm a human being just like each and every one of you. And if I'm not willing to come out here and share what I go through when times aren't good, then how can I help you? The way I can help you is because I've had so many experiences and I'm currently even going through something. And I want you folks to feel my pain. I want you folks to really get a good feeling. Well, not a good feeling because it's not a good feeling. I want you folks to really get a strong feeling of what I'm currently experiencing and how I'm handling it and how I'm coping with it and doing what I can to work through it. And like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this video, most coaches you see out there are trying to sell you a pipe dream, and they're only going to talk about positive things that they've experienced. You never hear them talking, or very rarely hear them talking, about moments of anxiety and depression they may have suffered. You won't see them coming out here at the park, taking a walk with a selfie stick and a headset, shooting the shit with you folks. That's what makes me different. I put myself out there in the most raw, real, and genuine ways because I want you to know I'm a human being. And I go through shit each and every day just like you do. I'm no different than you. I'm no better than you. Okay? And that's why I'm talking about this today, because I know there are many of you out there right now during this holiday season that are feeling depressed. Okay? Maybe some of you actually have clinical depression. If you have clinical depression, please, if you already haven't seen your doctor and, possibly been prescribed some medication, please do whatever you need to do. Go see your doctor if you have clinical anxiety or clinical depression. Now, if you're like me, like I mentioned a little bit ago, where, you're not clinically diagnosed with anxiety or depression, and I know that for a fact because I've been to my doctors recently, and I get my annual physicals, so I always get checked out for everything. If you're like me, where you experience things and then you suffer moments or periods of anxiety and depression, I can help you cope with that and get through that by sharing my stories, like I said. And you can walk along with me right here on these journeys and know that someone is right here by your side experiencing the same thing and talking about it when no one else is really talking about it. People are afraid to talk about these things because they're afraid about what the general public's going to think about them. There are many people out there that are going to see this video and they're probably going to think I'm the craziest, most fucked up person in the world to put this out there publicly. But I don't really give a shit because you know what? If I can help just one person better their day and make them feel better by knowing that you're not alone, it's totally worth it for me. It's totally worth it for me. The depression I've been feeling lately is not just from my last relationship that ended 4 months ago and my relationship with my family and my friends and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have a bad relationship with my family or my friends. It's just not where I feel it should be, But this all stems back years ago to a previous ex. We go back to 2016. I was going through a breakup near the beginning of the holiday season. And that ex This was 2 exes ago. So for those of you that know my story, I don't want you to get it mixed up. That ex completely took advantage of me. My current ex did not. But 2 exes ago really, I'll be honest with you, really fucked me up. And I think that's where a lot of this depression stems from. And maybe I'm still trying to work through it. Okay? But yeah, it happened like right before the holiday season. And she ended up moving in with me. And she ended up moving in with me after she had cheated on me. I gave her a chance. I was stupid. And basically, she said she wanted to work it out. And then like 2 or 3 days after she moved in with me, she didn't come home that night, and she was out fucking the other guy again. You have no idea how that made me feel. And then I basically told her that she needs to move out as soon as possible. You need to find another place. And she was trying to rebuild herself. She used me because she was flat broke. Let me move over here. Somebody's coming over there. She used me because she was flat broke, because she had just finalized a divorce and sold her house as part of her divorce settlement. And she had a good job, but she had credit card debt and no savings. So she needed to move in with me free of charge. And I was paying the rent to rebuild herself. And even after, she cheated on me the first time, I forgave her, which was stupid. Even after I let her move in with me free of charge, and she didn't come home the third night because she was out fucking another guy. Okay, after she had told me she wants to work it out with me, but she only said that because if she didn't say that, I wouldn't have let her move in, and she would have been more screwed. Even after that, and I told her she had to move out, it took her about another 5 or 6 weeks to find a place and move out. And she had 2 cats and 2 dogs. And I would babysit those fucking 2 cats and 2 dogs while she was out fucking this other guy. Even after I told her she had to move out and that, that was it. It was a hard time. It happened during the holiday season. So it took a huge toll on me. It took a huge toll on me. And between that and what's happened with me recently, it all adds up. And you feel it. And you feel it in your heart and your soul. And I'm a really strong man. But let me tell you, this is pushing my strength. This is pushing my emotional strength to my outer limits. Which is what I'm trying to say. But I'm staying strong. After my last relationship ended, I lost my shit for a little bit because it was just too much. Between my former ex and my now current ex. And, my relationship with my mother and my brother at that point really wasn't the greatest. It's a lot better now, but we're still working on it. But at that point, there's a lot of shit happening, coming down on me all at once. That hit me emotionally. And I admit once again, after my now current ex split up with me, I lost my shit for a little bit because it's like I almost felt like no matter what I do, I just can't fucking win. You ever been in that situation before, guys and gals? Where you're a good person, you have a good heart, and all you want is to have a happy life with somebody. Have your family love you and accept you for who you are. Have your friends love you and accept you for who you are. But sometimes, no matter what you do, And no matter how decent of a person you are and how much honest, effort you put into it, sometimes it just doesn't work out or doesn't happen. Like I mentioned before in many other videos, sometimes you can do everything right and it just isn't good enough for some people. And it adds up and it adds up. And I'll tell you what really hurts me the most is that a lot of people think I am emotionally unstable or I have some mental and emotional issues, and I don't. I'm just going through some stuff that was completely out of my control. I gave my heart and soul to my last two relationships, and they didn't work out for whatever reason. Okay? And that hurts. I'm not supposed to feel pain. I'm supposed to just sit here and just take it like a man, like I'm wearing a bulletproof vest. Well, I have been taking it like a man. There are some people out here that are yelling and screaming. And I don't know who they're yelling and screaming at, but I'm going to move forward here to this side. There's a little more silence. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that, look, guys and gals, there's nothing wrong to feel this way if you've gone through something similar as I've gone through. Okay? Now, there are some more serious situations. Okay? There are some people out there that, and this is with no disrespect, do have mental health issues and do have emotional health issues, and you need to see your doctor for that and, have the proper supervision if necessary. I'm talking for the average everyday person like myself that goes through shit, gives his heart and soul or gives her heart and soul into whatever, and then gets shafted over and over and over again. Doesn't feel good. You're going to go through these moments of depression and anxiety. Like I mentioned earlier, even if you don't have clinical anxiety or clinical depression, it's normal. There's nothing wrong with it. Does that make me a person that's not competent? No. Does that make me a person that's not dateable? No. I'm a fucking human being. I have feelings too, and just because I'm a man doesn't mean that I'm not going to feel this shit, and I'm not afraid to come out here and say it. And if you think I'm a big fucking pussy or loser for coming out here and expressing myself in this honest way, then fuck you. Then you just don't get it, then you're not human, whether you're a man or a woman. So I think that's all I'm going to say for the holiday blues and feeling depressed. Oh, what can you do about it? Let me mention that. What do I do about it? Well, if you're feeling the holiday blues, you've gone through a breakup, or you have family issues or issues with your friends, or you kind of feel like the walls are closing in. Maybe you don't feel like getting out of bed in the morning, or maybe it's harder for you to do things because you're feeling that claustrophobic feeling. You're feeling your heart beating and you're feeling that heart bleeding type of feeling. What can you do? It's one of the main reasons why I started this coaching business up again, because it's not only a place for me to help you folks. This is my outlet. It makes me feel good to talk about this. So if you are feeling this way and you have some great friends or family that are great listeners and very supportive, reach out to them. Now, I don't have those outlets because my family and friends, when I've reached out to them, for support, you know, in this situation, they weren't good listeners. All they did was project what I should do, and they made me feel worse than I did before I came to them. Okay? But if you have, a very good support system within your family or your friends, use that. If you don't have that, you know what? You have a smartphone. Everyone has one. Get a cheap selfie stick like myself for $15 and start recording some videos and put them out there on your Facebook or create a YouTube channel. Now, if you're going to create a YouTube channel, be careful. There are trolls out there. You may want to set your privacy settings to not allow comments or moderate your comments. You got to be real careful because, like I mentioned in many other videos in the past, what the fuck? Yeah, dude, we're vlogging, man. What's up, guys? Yes, YouTube. Say hi, guys. Hey, what's up, guys? Have a good one. I got a serious topic to discuss. See you later. Yeah, you got to engage the young ones there, man. Fucking little shits, man. I was one of them during my younger days too. Anyway, I kind of forgot what I was saying here. You see what happens? You lose your train of thought when everyone's saying hi to me today. They see the fucking selfie stick. There have been many more people at the park lately, saying something. I think those kids back there were here when I previously was recording the video, and I was ignoring them because I was in the middle of a serious topic. And I think they were saying, "You finally talked to us." Yeah, of course, man. I'm not a bad fucking person. But, oh yeah, what I was saying is that there are many things you could do if you start start a YouTube channel, but just make sure you set your privacy settings to what you can handle. If you want to leave your comments wide open and you're ready to get some backlash from trolls and fake sock puppet accounts, that's fine. If not, you can set your comments to approved status only, and you can moderate your comments or you can turn them off. But nevertheless, get a selfie stick. Put your camera on there. Get a headset like this so you have good audio. You don't want to use the built-in audio of your phone because that's typically shitty. But it's better than nothing if that's all you have. Some phones have better built-in microphones than others, but I recommend getting a headset, better quality. And just start talking about your experiences and put them out there. It'll make you feel better. And then you'd be surprised how many people will actually view your videos because it's something different and unique. Because you're sharing what's really going on with you. And don't be afraid to share what's going on with you. Don't be afraid. Not only will it make you feel better, okay, you may end up helping some of your friends at the same time that are going through something similar. And they might have been afraid to open up to you about it, but now that you opened up about it in the video, now they're going to talk to you about it. You never know what's going to come out of it. And it'll make you feel better. It'll make you feel like you have a purpose. That's one way to cure the holiday blues. I'll tell you, I love taking these walks at the park. And I was feeling quite depressed when I started this. Now I'm feeling a lot better because my endorphins are kicking in. And I actually feel right now like I'm helping you folks. I actually feel like what I've said in this video so far is going to help the right people. Now, are there some people out there that are going to shoot this message down? Sure. Are they going to think I'm crazy and nuts? Sure. But I know the right people will benefit from it and will appreciate it. And that's where my passion stems from to do this. Okay? That's where my passion stems from to do this. So, do that. Okay? Now, if you've been in a relation, or if you were broken up, and you were in a relationship, and it's been 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months, put yourself back out there. Go on a dating app and go on some dates. Meet some new people. Okay? Start the healing process. Go to meetup.com and find some activity groups that you enjoy doing. You'll meet some great people there. Get yourself out there. Because if you stay stuck in that rut, okay, you're going to fall into a further depression, and it's going to get worse. And even if you don't have clinical depression, okay, but you're going through, a depressing time in your life, okay, you might spiral into a deep depression, and it might get worse. And I don't want to see you folks get there, and I don't want to ever get there. I've never gotten to the point of where I've been so depressed to where I've thought about suicide or anything like that. And look, the one thing you never want to do is commit suicide. Just like the recent death of Anthony Bourdain. The guy had everything and he committed suicide. It's funny, it's not funny actually, but it just amazes me how many of these famous stars have so much money and have so much fame and attention that they still commit suicide. Or they overdose on drugs because they're not happy. I don't get it. But who knows what they're dealing with in their personal life emotionally. It goes to show that money can't buy happiness. People can have all the money in the world and they're still not happy. We all want to be loved. We all crave that emotional bond. And when we have it, it feels great. And when it's taken away from us, it's the worst feeling on the fucking planet. It feels like a truck just ran us over. If you're feeling depressed after a breakup or a bad year in general, and you're struggling to get through the holiday season, do whatever it takes to keep yourself occupied. At the very least, even if everyone else is busy, and you can't find something to do with your friends or your family, okay, or you don't meet somebody new to go on a date with or have an activity partner, kind of like I have right now, go to the park and take a walk. And I'm not talking like a 5 or 10 minute walk. I'm talking like a 2-hour walk. Walk for 5 or 6 miles. And then get back to me and tell me how you feel after that. Because I feel pretty fucking good right now. And I've probably walked about 1.5 miles right now so far while I've been doing this video. And how long have I gone for right now? 38 minutes, I think. Can barely see it. The sun is in the way. Well, I'm going to start walking back to my car, which is probably a 1/2 mile away the other way. And I'm going to get to the final part of this video here, which is start planning your 2019 New Year right now. Okay? Start to plan your 2019 New Year right now. Okay? Especially if you've gone through some shit in 2018. You want to start 2019 fresh, on a different foot. Okay? You want to come out of the gate running hard and fast. Running fast and hitting it hard is what I'm trying to say. Okay? If you are working a job that you're unhappy at the beginning of the year, immediately start applying for other jobs. Go online. Or better yet, something that's even better that I haven't recommended before is print a bunch of copies of your resume. the old school way, which no one does anymore, and go show up at these companies and drop off resumes. You're going to stand out by doing that because no one fucking does that anymore. It's all digital now. Do something different. Okay? Again, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, if you've gone through a breakup and it's been several months, start putting yourself back out there. It may not feel completely right initially, but I'll tell you what, you're not going to be able to completely, you know, get over the past until you start moving forward. You got to start pushing yourself forward and doing things, you know, that may not seem right, but are right. It may seem weird to put yourself back out there 3, 4, 5 months after a breakup with someone you really cared about that broke up with you. But you gotta fucking do it because you're worth it. And again, you're not gonna get past it. You're not gonna get through your past until you fucking do that. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Okay? Start planning your 2019 new year from right now. Set some goals in what you want to accomplish. In 2019, one of my goals is to turn this into the most amazing coaching practice on the planet. I want to grow my community and I want to help as many people as possible, you know, accomplish whatever it is that they'd like to accomplish and that their heart desires. I want to help people out there that are struggling and have done everything to try to get ahead, but no matter what they do, they can't move forward. I want to help you folks finally reach over that hump. Okay? You should have a similar goal like that. Maybe you're in the corporate world, but you're passionate about doing something else. And maybe you can consider starting your own business at the beginning of the new year and working on that part-time during the times you're not working your main job that pays your bills. Set some goals. Set some goals and hold yourself accountable. Another thing I recommend is get an accountability partner. Have one of your friends or family members hold you accountable and have them check in on your progress every now and then. And if they won't do it, Coach Eli will do it. I'd be happy to hold you accountable. Okay? I'd be happy to work with you and hold you accountable and help you accomplish any goal that you have and want to accomplish. Because I've experienced a lot. I've experienced a lot in my life. I've had a lot of failures, but I've also had a lot of success. And I know what it takes to reach success. It takes overcoming those failures and pushing through them and pushing through any barriers to reach that end desired result. So start setting those goals now for 2019. Okay? You still have a few weeks before the new year. But once that ball drops, okay? Once that ball or apple drops, which happens in New York here in the U.S., once 12 midnight strikes on January 1st, 2019, you better be ready to go. Yeah, you're going to enjoy New Year's Eve and get drunk probably. Do it responsibly and safe, please. And the next day, you're going to hang out with your friends and family for dinner, maybe drink a little more. But January 2nd, you better get your ass in gear and start focusing on whatever it is that you want to accomplish, that you're going to start planning right now today, right after you view this video. Take out a pen and paper or go on your computer and write down or type or go on your smartphone. What am I saying? You have fucking smartphones nowadays. Write it down or type it out. Okay? And that way you won't forget it. And that way you can look at it every day and push yourself to get one step closer each and every day to reaching that goal. Okay? That's once you start, which should be fresh. You can start now if you want, but I know, this is the holiday season and people are going to enjoy it. So take the rest of the holiday season off. That's fine. But come January 2nd, after you enjoy the festivities, get right on it. Okay? Before I wrap this up, let me just say this to everybody out there that's been watching my videos and everyone out there that knows me, or even if you've just come across me for the very first time. I love each and every one of you. I care about people very deeply. I care about this world very much, maybe too much, to the point of where it consumes me at times. It consumes me so much that sometimes maybe I lose track on my own personal success because I care so much about other people. That's the kind of person I am. That's what you're getting here. If you continue to watch my videos, I'll continue to share my stories, my experiences, what I've been through in life. And it hasn't been easy to keep moving forward, but I find a way to keep moving forward each and every day. And again, I know there are many of you out there that are probably struggling right now to get through this holiday season. Maybe you've been through a breakup or a divorce, or you've lost your job, or your friends are pissed off at you, or your family's pissed off at you. The whole fucking world may be pissed off at you, which is even worse. I've had that feeling before. I don't think it's that bad for me right now, but I've been in that situation before, and it sucks. Okay? But you can't change that, and it all starts with you. It all starts with you. Okay? It starts with you taking action and loving yourself. And just looking at yourself in the mirror each and every morning and saying, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself 5 fucking times. Okay? That's all it takes. If you love yourself, the rest of the world will love you. I mean, loving yourself in a non-selfish way. That is, you're not going to go out there and tell people, my name is Coach Eli and I love myself. You should love me too. No. But internally, you got to love who you are and how you present yourself to this world. And then everything else that was meant to be will fall into place. And that's exactly where I'm going to end this video today at 48 minutes. All right, so once again, the Manny Rivera interview is going to be tomorrow. Hopefully Manny doesn't flake on me. It is the holiday season, so it's to be expected. But hopefully not. If he does flake, I will definitely do a daily walk video tomorrow. If Manny does show up for the interview, then it just depends on how the interview goes and, how long it takes to edit it, upload it, etc. So that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm leaving you folks today. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll talk to you all soon. See you next time. Bye-bye now. Take care.